Chapter 101. Addicted to Words. Maharaj, after listening to the Master, you are to come out of this world of concepts. Dedication is needed for this task. Numerous books exist. It is not enough to read. So, if you are reading spiritual books, you must at the same time keep up the practice. Always remember that the listener, reader of books is ultimate reality. Don't look upon these spiritual books as if they are just stories of Atman Brahman. When you read books, you must have the understanding, the conviction that this is my story, not in any body form. It is open fact that you are not in body form. The body is the external cover with a time limit, an end. You are like me, the same as me. He gestures with hand. Forget about this, pointing to his garment. The body is just a layer, a covering, so you are to accept it like this. When the Master is telling you something, you are to accept it as your truth, your reality, because it is your story. You are to listen and understand the teachings in this way. This is my story, as if someone has narrated your life story from the beginning till now. What I am narrating is your biography, your story. In this way, you are to absorb this knowledge, so that you know yourself inside out. All spiritual books offer indications. The majority of seekers depend upon bookish knowledge. This can give you happiness to an extent, but when the time comes to leave the body, the depths of this knowledge will be tested. Recently, one of the devotees here suffered a loss. He was shaking and trembling. His foundation, knowledge, was weak. I am always stressing this to everyone who comes. Your foundation must be strong. Why bother about meditation, the mantra, bhajans? Because these are the foundation stones that are necessary to establish reality within the unidentified, invisible identity. Nisargadatta Maharaj used to say that, whereas some people found the Master's language difficult to understand, those disciples who were real disciples, true disciples, were able to understand his teachings. The child understands the language of the mother. The mother knows what the child needs. Mother knows. Therefore, be simple, be humble, and don't stress your brain. I am placing before you your truth, final truth, your ultimate truth, yours. The invisible listeners, the anonymous listeners' truth. No complications, no confusion, no conflicts. So many individual thoughts and concepts have appeared since the beginning of childhood. There are so many thoughts inside you. You have not committed any crimes or sins in your last lifetime. Who is guilty? Whose karma? Whose prarabdha? We have created endless words and imaginary thoughts which have been impressed upon us and accepted blindly. You are drowning in a sea of illusory words, thoughts, concepts. This is all imagination. A perfect foundation, a solid base is needed for spirituality, so that oneness will be there in whatever you read, listen to, or study. Without a foundation, duality will continue. All this knowledge that you have now is related to the body, all body knowledge. You are grasping knowledge intellectually. Your reading is intellectual reading that is done with the subtle ego, I am somebody else, and I'm reading this book. I'm somebody else, and I'm reading this book. You are trying to understand and grasp with your body-based knowledge and understanding. I am bringing this to your attention again because it is very important. When you are reading a book about an aspect of Atman, Paramatman, God, you are reading it through the medium of body knowledge. Maybe you do understand, but although you are grasping everything intellectually, it is not being established in you because you're not one with the ultimate truth. You are separate from that when you're reading. You are separate from that when you're listening, and when you are approaching various masters, you have separated yourself from ultimate truth. Your foundation and starting point is body-based. You are coming from a body knowledge base. This means that the spiritual knowledge that you are acquiring is piled on top of that fragile and illusory body base. In your spiritual pursuits, you are using the mind, intellect, ego, when ultimate truth is beyond all of this. You did not stop to ask, when did the mind, ego, intellect appear? You did not self-inquire and find out that the mind, intellect, ego came after, along with the beingness, and therefore could not serve you, could not be instruments for finding ultimate truth. How can the mind find that which is prior to it? The moment the spirit clicked with the body, you started, I am. And out of I am, all these concepts came. Your base, therefore, was formed out of illusory concepts. One thing is clear and simple if you ponder on it. Prior to beingness, we had not come across any, say, Brahman, Atman, Paramatman, God, happiness or peace. There was nothing. All these terms and conditions came into existence when your presence came into existence along with the body. That is, spirit clicked with the body. Presence alone does not know happiness, peace, or existence. It is the combination of the body and presence, like, say, a fan and electricity, that causes this illusion. The body can't say I, the spirit can't say I. The light is on, or the fan is turning, because of the electricity. Likewise, when the spirit clicked with the body, you instantly said I, and then along with the I, there appeared all these expectations, demands and needs. I want happiness, I want peace, I want something more. So try to know yourself. Where was your presence prior to body knowledge? How was your presence? Prior to body knowledge, you did not know anything, and you did not have anything. In the light of this, you should have the conviction that the body form is not my ultimate truth. What about heaven and hell? There is so much fear around these concepts. Again, you had no knowledge of heaven or hell prior to beingness. You acquired the spiritual knowledge afterwards. What is the use of spiritual knowledge when there is no knower? If there is no knower, then what is the use of all your spiritual knowledge? The illusory knower came across with the body. The knower is invisible, without form, without shape. There is neither knower nor not knower. Therefore all the spiritual knowledge is only illusion. Questioner: if all the spiritual knowledge that we have is illusion, then how can I find ultimate truth? Maharaj, you have forgotten your identity. When the spirit touched with the body, you forgot your identity. Therefore knowledge is required just to establish truth within you, that you are ultimate truth, you are final truth. Knowledge acts as an elevator to take you to the top floor. Once you get there, you will no longer need it. Don't depend on body-based knowledge that will disappear along with the body. You are neither Brahman, nor Atman, nor God. In fact, you are nothing. Your base must be strong. So much spiritual knowledge around. Whatever you read should be powerful knowledge. People who read endless books may be masters of books, masters of philosophy. But all this knowledge has a time limit. The moment the body goes, everything goes. Therefore knowledge is also illusion. Knowledge is not final truth. It is just a medium. What is knowledge? Knowledge means just to know oneself in a real sense. You are knowing yourself in body form. I am a man, I am a woman, I am Brahman. This illusion, that illusion, this illusion. I am doing this activity, that activity, adding ego, ego, ego. You're totally caught up in egoistic concepts. I'll do this activity, I've done something. You cannot do anything. You can't do anything with that body because that body is not your base. If you find your base, then your foundations will be perfect. Questioner: what is my foundation? Maharaj: your foundation will be established after you clear away all body knowledge. I am hammering the same thing. Listen carefully. Prior to beingness there were no needs. Peace, happiness, fear, Brahman, Atman, all these concepts came after. It's a very simple thing, so just take a look and ask yourself, where do I stand after reading all that body knowledge? We have become addicted to all these concepts. We have become victims of our own concepts, blindly signing this, signing that. I'm a man, I'm a woman, I have done bad things, I have done good things. Now it is time to wake up and know the reality. Know the reality. Reality is placed before you. It is an open secret. Try to come out of the circle. You are not in bondage. Knowledge is limited, only useful while you are living. There is no knowledge, no knower, no concepts. This is the final truth. No disciple, no master, no God, no devotee. All this illusion started when you came across with the world. Now you know that the entire world is your spontaneous projection. To see this world, your presence is required. You are not within any words. You are not within the universe. The universe is within you. The moment presence clicks, you see the world. Without your presence, you can't see the world. I am inviting the attention of that presence, that invisible presence, that unidentified presence, that you are, pointing to the visitor. Birth and death have nothing to do with you. This is reality, your reality. I am saying the same thing to everybody. Don't analyse the literal meaning of these words. Stop picking up the books, asking, what is this? What is that? Ramana Maharshi said it like this. Nisargadatta Maharaj said it like that. Don't compare the books, the masters, the teachings. What they wanted to convey out of their statements is what's important. No comparisons. You're not studying spiritual knowledge. We are expecting conviction, not study. So many people come here saying, what is the meaning of such and such? Asking why? What are you going to achieve with your comparative studies? It is not going to help you. You're to come out of this whole illusory world. Concentrate on the concentrator. Don't swim amongst the literal meanings. Stop drowning in a sea of words. You are no longer an addict.